your performance today?
I think it helped me a lot. It helped me prepare for, coming in the fall and what to prepare for because he was a prodigy of Rick Pitino, but it's not really too similar because Rick Pitino has his own ordeal going on because he's the head guy of everything. But it kind of helped me prepare with the style of play that we were going to do, like getting people's grills, press, fast tempo offense. So helped me prepare for that.
And what can you say about your performance today? 33 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists.
Man, I'm just happy we got the win. First victory of the season. Couldn't ask for much more.
Josh, do you have any questions for Isaiah?
Yeah, Isaiah, can you hear me? Obviously you guys played a lot better today than, especially in the second half on Monday. What was different? I mean, I know Coach was upset about the turnovers and some other things you guys, didn't do too well Monday. What was different today? It seemed like you guys were a different team.
I think we wanted it more. That's really what it was. The second half we came out and played better than the first half in the first game. So that's all it was for our team. We wanted it more. We wanted to win. We knew what was on the line, and that was a W. So I feel like our team wanted to go out there and take it. Nothing's going to get handed to you when you play basketball, so you got to go out there and take it.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Isaiah. We got Dylan coming in. All right, questions for Dylan? Go ahead, Josh.
Dylan, Coach changed 3 guys in the starting lineup today, including yourself. Tell me about that. What did he say to you when he went to make that call? And obviously, how did it seemed like you and Nelly, when you came off the bench, a lot of things changed for you guys early in the game there.
With this team, we got on the 4 and 5 spot, we got extremely talented guys, and every week we compete against each other. So you're gonna see different starting lineups because some guys, some guys do better than others. We're fine. We're coming off the bench. We're fine with, at the end of the day, once you come in, you gotta play. So we really don't care that much who starts. I think with this team, there's a lot of camaraderie. We care about the team. We don't care about ourselves. So once you get in, you play hard. You encourage the other ones and from the bench, and you just play hard.
Questions? If you want to raise your hand, or Jaden, your hand is raised.
Yeah, Dylan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Coach Pitino praised you at the start of the season, saying that you were one of the players who really got it as far as learning the new system and how well it's suited to your game. And the 3 in the second half really gave Iona a little more space against Hofstra. Dylan, what can you say about this system and how much it's helped you going into your senior year?
I liked it a lot. I've been a fan of Coach for a couple of years now. I'm from Europe where we've played this kind of basketball basically all my life. So I'm a big fan of EuroLeague as well. Watch that every week if I can. So I'm really familiar to his system, which is one of the reasons why I was very excited when I heard that Coach Pitino got the job, is because I know the way he plays because I've been following him. It's a style I've been playing all my life.
Dylan?
Go ahead, Ken.
Dylan, just tell us about what your summer was like, getting into the training camp and dealing with the pause and then getting restarted for you.
So my summer was a little bit different than most of the guys because February last year, in one of the games, I had a shoulder injury, which required surgery. Decided to play through the injury and wanted to get the surgery after the season. COVID-19 happened and got sent back home. So I couldn't really work out most of the summer. I got some practice with my national team in because we were preparing for the Olympics. So we still had the opportunity to use some of the gyms, but very low contact, a lot of shooting, no 5-on-5, no 3-on-3. And then halfway through the summer in July, I finally got my surgery. So the last half of the summer was mainly recovery for me.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Dylan? All right, thanks, Dylan. We'll have Coach Pitino here in like a minute. I just got to grab him. We have Coach Rick Pitino here. Coach, if you have an opening statement.
Well, we played a good half, but we continually turned the ball over too much. And when you're a pressing team and you turn it over, you shoot yourself in the foot. In the second half, we only turned it over 4 times, and that really helped us. A young man from Nigeria is going to be a special player in a couple of years. Isaiah Ross is playing great with Asante being out and showing great leadership. Dylan Van Eyck had a great comeback game, made a huge 3 for us when momentum was swinging. So I'm real excited. Hofstra is a team that's picked to win their league, and this is a good victory for us.
All right, raise your hands if you have a question. If you have a question for Coach. Jaden?
Rick, how much of a transition was it coming from Monday now, going into practice, and then coming back today, playing better defense in the second half, and then plus 11 on the boards too? What can you say about the all-around effort from this team?
You know, Seton Hall shot 55%, but against our half-court defense, they shot like 39%. We just kept turning the ball over with really, really bad passes, and they got layups, and that's why you shoot a high percentage. Look, the first year is always the most difficult, and probably, I think, at Louisville, we were an NIT team the first year. At Kentucky, I think we were a 500 team the first year. And this is more difficult in Louisville because all the players are new to a system. The good thing is our players have so much upside to get better, and that's exciting.
Raise your hand. I have Matt.
Yeah, Coach, against Seton Hall, you said Isaiah really struggled in the second half and he needs to pick it up. Just wanted to see how you thought he responded to that today.
I told him, I said, look, it's not, this game is not about shooting. If you want to play overseas, which he wants to do, I said, you got to rebound, you got to run pick and rolls, you got to play great defense. And tonight he had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and he played a total game. Obviously, he's a great scorer. He's automatic buckets, but he did other things, which is really important. And he's our leader. We played great 3-point defense tonight. They were 6 for 23. We were 10 for 30. So that helped us a lot. And I've got a lot of respect for Hofstra's team. Now coming up on Tuesday against Morgan State, we're going to play against a team that presses the entire night. And that'll be very good to us because we'll press them, they'll press us. And we'll probably foul out 7 of our players. We'll foul out 7 of their players. So it'll be a fun game.
Any other questions from, I think, Jerry Beach?
Hey, Rick, can you hear me?
I can, Jerry.
Great. I got a couple quick questions. One, obviously, this is your first win at Iona, 6 different schools, parts of 6 decades. Now you've gotten a win. How's that? How's it feel to get that one under your belt and to get back to that?
I like I said, I was offered a couple of jobs before Iona 2 years ago, and it's just not where I wanted to live. I wanted to get back home. Iona's brought something to me that was really special. And go back home, be close to my family. I wanted a small Catholic school, perfect. I wanted a real charming little campus, perfect. So it has everything that I wanted to finish a career on. After this first win, I've already asked my AD, who's right here, for a 2-year extension. He granted me, but I have to take a 15% pay cut in the last 2 years.
And you talk about coming home. I wondered if prior to today you'd ever played at Hofstra as a kid or seen a game at Hofstra at the PFC or even Calkins Hall. I know you just finished a game, so it might not be the first thing in your mind, but I was curious if you'd been to a ball game at Hofstra before
I have.
today.
I've been to Hofstra many times, actually. Mm-hmm. And, I didn't live too far from here, probably. I don't know how far Bayville is in Oyster Bay from here. It's not far at all. And my wife's from Hicksville. I know that we used to go to Borelli's all the time, the pizza place right down the street. Yep. And I saw it was still there. So I'm quite familiar with Hofstra. They've got a terrific program. They're in a conference where they have to travel a great deal. We're lucky that in the MAAC, we don't have to travel but 2 schools very much. So we're very lucky and fortunate with that.
And I wondered, if you still have family and friends in the island, and if in a more normal circumstance, where fans could have come to the game if this would have been a sort of a homecoming for you?
Yeah, I do have a lot of friends. Interesting enough, I'm very close with Lou Lamoriello.
Yep.
I'm a fan because of Lou.
Mhm.
And I just bought Islanders season ticket.
Right.
So, I'm excited about that. And certainly being back home, I started my career here. I get the opportunity to end my career here. I'm still very young in spirit and very passionate about the game of basketball. And as you look out here, you know, you take a freshman like Nelly, and then you look at a young man who's hurt, Osborne, right now, who's 7 foot, and he's also extremely talented. You get Isaiah, who's improving all facets of his game. One of our best players injured. Asante, yes, we're playing without a point guard. So all the guys are getting better, and that's what we're trying to do while we're trying to just schedule games on the fly, which is not easy to do. We're very thankful that we have a home and home with Hofstra because it's a great program for us to play against. Next year, we're going to play Brigham Young. We're going to play Seton Hall in the Garden. We're going to play in the Disney Classic with Kansas, Alabama, schools like that. We got one other big time school to put on our schedule. So we're excited about that as well.
Thank you.
Ross Thompson.
Yeah, Rick, a couple things. I was wondering, you mentioned Osborne and Gist, wondering what their status is, if you expect them to come back this week. And then also, can you tell us about, you know, kind of what went into the lineup changes? Obviously, Nelly was one of your best players Monday, and he was, you know, him and Dylan got taken out of the starting lineup. What went into that decision and kind of what you saw? It seemed like they kind of turned things around when they came in the game.
Yeah, I felt, I hate to say this, because I don't want to make it look like a sacrificial lamb, but I felt their big guy, Canty, had 17 rebounds against Rutgers, and he's a low post threat. I felt they were going to get our guys in foul trouble. I wanted to start Rob in that situation. If he got in foul trouble, I could protect the freshman Nelly. I wanted to protect Nelly to get the most minutes because Nelly's a very good passer, very good basketball player. And I was just trying to protect him from them going inside and taking advantage. And certainly he wound up having a real good game, and Rob got in foul trouble and fouled out. The lineup changes really it's based on their strengths, their weaknesses. We don't really care who starts. I think maybe Asante and Isaiah are probably the only consistent starters on the team. Also, I did the same thing with Dylan. I felt we had a pass against their zone. Dylan is a much better passer against his zone than Dwayne. So I use Dwayne as a little bit of a sacrificial lamb as well in protecting Dylan.
How about Asante and Osborne? Any chance
Okay,
they'll come back this week? Yeah.
So Asante's getting a pin out. He has a pinky finger that's broken, and he had surgery, and he gets the nail or whatever they put in there out on Monday, and then he'll be put in a splint. It'll take us probably about 4 or 5 days to get him back in shape. Optimistically, I'm hoping he can play against our first league game, Quinnipiac. Probably not, but I'm hopeful. Osborne has a very serious groin injury. He's probably out another month.
Any other questions? Ken?
Coach, just wanted to ask you, congratulations on your first win at Iona. How do you feel your practices are going now? You're past the pause, and now you've got a couple of games in. And do you learn a lot and the players learn a lot from playing a couple of these games?
Yeah, I think we've been going to the good thing that there's no limit in the amount of hours. So we're running 45-minute player development sessions with the players. We have a lot of film sessions, and then we're practicing real hard. We're doing just as many mental things as physical things right now, because when you have 15 new players trying to learn a style, it's every phase of the game. The way you rebound and keep the ball high, the way you run the ball into your hands, the way you play a pick and roll on the side as well as the top, the way you pass the pass. I'm trying to get the guys to throw more bounce passes like EuroLeague players do. And tonight they did a great job of that. We got 2 layups off bounce passes. So there's a lot to teach. First year, as I said earlier, is very difficult because you have 15 new players, but they're all getting better. They're all improving. They're all very excited to be part of the program, which makes me excited.
Thank you, Coach.
Any other questions?
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
From when you were at Louisville, you spoke about how
Sorry,
how you want to break down each game into 4-minute intervals. After Hofstra scored the last 8 in the first half to tie it going in the locker room, what was the message starting the second half, and how important was it to come out with that intensity?
I just told him, I said, look, guys, you ran out of gas against Seton Hall, turning it over, and that's why we lost. I said, so if you don't learn from that game, then we're not a team that's improving. So you had a legitimate reason for running out of gas because you just came out of quarantine. We weren't in great shape. But now we've had plenty of time to practice. We're in great shape. Now you got to turn it up. The second half is in the fourth quarter of NBA games. That's where the cream rises. In the second half of college basketball is where the cream rises. And they did a very good job.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Coach.